Good evening, traders. This is Brian with TraderShark.com, an educational website to learn how to trade the S&P emini futures. Today is Friday, July 8th, 2011. The following are examples of trade setups that occur on a regular basis. We are showing 6 trade setups for a potential loss of minus 9 ES ticks. At 8:30 this morning, the employment situation numbers came out, far worse than expected. Market sold off heavy. We will usually wait for a pullback for us to enter any of these trades, except right here at about 8:40. And you'll notice the numbers that are in yellow are numbers that we're not counting for today's trades because we don't trade in this no trade zone. We had an opportunity to get short, got our target one off, and then we immediately got stopped out. So we took a loss of minus 2 ticks here. And one thing we learned was we really need to have a much wider stop margin in such a huge move downward. They're going to try to shake you out, and we call it wiggle room, because target 1 and target 2 were eventually hit on that particular trade. Then the market opened up at 9:30 at 1333.75. We don't trade for the first 15 minutes of the day from 9:30 until 9:45. However, we did have a trade set up for target 1 and target 2 for a total of 10 ES ticks. I'm not going to count this either, primarily because it occurred in the no trade zone. Coming out of the no trade zone, we had an opportunity to get long. Then they were going to do a stop run to the upside. We got a full stop out for minus 16 ES ticks. Shortly after that, price retraced down here to the opening price, consolidated, broke through opening price to the downside for target 1 and target 2 for a total of 11 ES ticks. We then had a pullback to our moving average, also to the opening price, to short for 10 more ticks, target 1 and target 2 for a total of 10 ticks. I'm not counting this one either because the pullback to the moving average we don't count in our basic trading plan. The magenta lines are the hourly range high and hourly range low. Market continued to consolidate right here within the opening range around opening price for most of the morning. We did not have any additional trade setups until right here at 11:29. We had an opportunity to get long. Took a lot of heat, but did not get stopped out. Target 1 and target 2 were hit into the no trade zone for 8 ES ticks. If your trade is entered before you get into the no trade zone, you hold on to the trade until you either hit your profit target or your stop loss. You don't want to take any new trades when you're in the no trade zone. This no trade zone here runs from 11:30 until 1:15 Eastern Standard Time, primarily just a period of lower volume and higher volatility. We don't do any trades during that time frame. Also, this is Friday afternoon, so we want to be very careful. Still within our opening price range, we really stretched it today. We tried to go for a trade that was not a trade, but I'm going to show you we had an opportunity to get long. We hit target 1 and we got stopped out for a reduced risk stop out of minus 2 ticks, and then breaking away from opening price, we had an opportunity to get long for plus 6 ticks. Target 1 and target 2 were hit. And then again, we continued to push another opportunity to get long, and we took a full stop out. Now, we generally will only take one trade with this setup, and when I say we pushed it by trying to get 3 trades in. We just got anxious, and that does happen every once in a while, even in the trade room. So we took minus 16 ticks. So all in all, the day and the market ran right up into the close. Please check out the ending videos. I've got another video I'm going to show you an inverted head and shoulders and also a hook pattern that materialized in this latter part of the day. To learn more about these and more advanced trade setups such as the shark attack and the wave trade, or for a copy of the trading manual, please visit TraderShark.com. Thank you and have a great evening. Good evening, traders. This is Brian with TraderShark.com. This is the follow-up video in reference to a head and shoulders and a hook pattern. I don't know if you can see, when you get towards the bottom of our trading day, we started to see a shoulder develop and a head develop, inverted head and shoulders, and then this is where we started to say, hey, watch for a potential inverted head and shoulders. We saw the pullback here for the head and shoulders pattern to develop. Where do we start with that? First thing I want to do is we want to be able to draw a neckline. Draw a neckline between the shoulder blades right there. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Okay, and then, well, let's go ahead and, for clarity purposes, let's go ahead and see what it looks like. There you go. There's our first shoulder right here. And then we start to create the head. You don't need to draw these lines, it's just more for visual. And then we create the other shoulder. And there's your inverted head and shoulders. Well, how do you enter a trade like this? This is our anchor chart. It's a little higher time frame that we use. Use a lower time frame chart to enter. at the break of this neckline, the close of the candle on the lower time frame chart, at the break of this neckline, we look to get long. And as price action continues, we hit our target 1, and then our stop. Again, we had another situation where our stop was just way too tight for the amount of volume and movement of price action today. We got stopped out for -4 ticks. Shortly thereafter, we set up a hook pattern. As the hook pattern developed, we'll enter another trade at the break of the hook pattern, thereby getting full advantage of the head and shoulders pattern as well as the hook pattern. We're going to enter at the close of the candle above the hook line. Upside target is already drawn. We're looking for an upside target of 1341.75. Break of the hook line up for a total of 22 ticks. But for this and more advanced trade setups, please feel free to visit tradershark.com. Thank you and have a great night.